good, I started to say evening, but it'd probably be morning or afternoon by the time y'all watch this video. But Corey here, we're going to go over the trades and holdings for today, April 2nd. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Do note that this is going over 19 ETFs, so this takes more than just a couple of minutes to do. Please feel free to fast forward to the ETFs you would like to see, and possibly even turn your YouTube settings on to make the video talk faster than what I actually do. Increase the speed there. So anyway, we're going to move on, or we're going to start here with AIYY. So it closed today at 14.31, and AI closed at 25.76. We had 15,005 contracts added today to the synthetic positions, and then they opened a new short call position, bringing in $18,000 in premium with a $27 strike price, which we are currently 5% below. I will not go over these synthetics here. I'll show you the first one as example, as I usually try to do. This one, we're currently 26% below the synthetic strike price. Therefore, if you look over here on the left side, you can see if we closed that out today, it would cost $8.7 million. Normally, you would see these with the strike prices for the synthetic calls to be the lowest, and the short call would normally be the highest, because you want that price to stay between those two, between the synthetic and the short call. However, the stock has fallen since they opened these up, which is why these short call strike prices are actually below the synthetic position. But just to note that, and then I'll scroll over just in case you want to see those individual market values for each line there. And then we will move on. So AMDY closed today at $20.59. AMD closed at $178.70. They added 325 contracts to the synthetic position and to the short call with a strike price of $185, which we're currently 3% below. We also have two other short calls that will expire Friday, 187.50 and 190, and we're currently 5 and 6% below those strikes. And then if we move on to AMZ, which closed today at 23.60, Amazon closed at 180.69. So not much movement there. No trades to go through. We do have two short calls that expire Friday with the strike prices of 182.50 and 185, and we're currently 1 and 2% below those strike prices. Apple closed at 16.91. Didn't realize that. Apple closed at 168.84. We don't have any trades to review here. We have two short calls that will expire on Friday with the strike prices of 172.50 and 175. Coney closed today at 28.14, while Coin closed today at 245.84. So we added 600 contracts today to the synthetic position, and then 600 to the short call with a strike price of 265. Currently 7% below that strike price. We also have three other short calls that also expire on Friday with the strike prices of 270, 285, and 292.50, in which we are 9, 14, and 16% below the strike price. The majority of our contracts with over 14,000 are at the $285 strike price. If we move on to Dizzo, it closed at 22.55. Disney closed at 122.82. They added 15 contracts to the synthetic position and created a brand new short call with a strike price of 125. And we're currently 2% below that. And then we also have another strike price that expires Friday, in which we're under that by 3%. Phoebe today closed at 2304. Meta closed at 497.37. They added 20 contracts to the synthetic position while opening up a new short call position at the 510 strike price. And then there are 4 other short calls here. So our strike prices are 497.50, 500, 502.50, 510, and 520. So we range anywhere from being under these by 0 to 4%. So since we closed at 497.37 and our lowest is 497.50, we are 13 cents from that one. The majority of our contracts are sitting at $500 strike price. If we had any more short calls, I'm gonna have to add lines to this. This would be the first time I've had to. Well, you'll see. GUI closed at 17.45 while Alphabet closed at 154.56. We have no trades to go over. We do have one short call with a strike price of 152.50. And so we're over that by 1% or $2.06. If we had to close that out today, it would cost us over $500,000 to do so. If we move on to JPMO, it closed at 21.78. JP Morgan closed at 198.86. We have 3 short calls that will expire Friday. Strike prices of 197.50, 200, and 202.50. As you can see, we're already over the first strike price by $1.36. And with only 30 contracts, and the majority of our contracts are sitting at that $200 strike price. And then we have a couple hundred at that 202.50. If we move on down to Murni, it closed at 20.57 with Moderna closing at 103.61. They added 100 contracts to the synthetic and created a new short call with a strike price of $109. So we have 3 short calls with strike prices of 108, 109, and 111, and we're currently 4, 5, and 7% below those strike prices. MSFO closed today at 22.67. Microsoft closed at 421.44. We have no trades to go over. We have 2 short calls that expire Friday with strike prices of 425 and 427.50. So we're 1% below both of those. Misty closed at 41.26. MicroStrategy closed at $1,578.83. They added 27 contracts to the synthetic position and created a new short call with 27 contracts and a strike price of $1,770. So we also have 4 other short calls with strike prices of $1,800, $1,985, $2,130, and $2,350, with the majority of the contracts sitting at the $1,985 strike price. So we're under these anywhere from 11 to 33%. Netflix closed at 18.89. Netflix closed at 614.21. So it looks like not much movement here for Netflix and Netflix today. They added 15 contracts to the synthetic position and to the short call with a strike price of $627.50, in which we're 2% below. And then we have also a short call with a strike price of $630, and we are 30% below that price. NVIDIA closed today at 29.37. NVIDIA closed at 894.52. We have 4 short calls with no trades to go over for today, but 4 short calls that will expire on Friday. Strike prices $9.30, $9.40, $9.45, and $9.95, and we range from 4 to 10% below the strike prices. OARC closed today at 12.84. ARC closed at 47.78. We have 475 contracts have been added to the synthetic position, and they opened a new short call that expires Friday with a strike price of $49, and we are currently 2% below that. And then, of course, they still have the other short call that expires Friday with a strike price of $51.50, where the majority of the contracts are sitting over 14,000, and we're currently 7% below that strike price. PayPay closed today at 19.12. PayPal closed at 64.66. They added 85 contracts to the synthetic and to the $66 short call strike price, which is 2%, or 2% currently below that. And that's where the majority of the contracts sit. We also have two additional short calls with strike prices of $67 and $68, and we're roughly 3 and 5% below those strike prices. SQY closed today at 24.15, while Block closed at 79.21. We have no trades to go over, but we have two short calls that will expire on Friday with the strike prices of 86 and 87, and we're currently 8 and 9% below those strike prices. Tesla closed at 15.41 today. Tesla closed at 166.63. No trades to go over. We do have two short calls that will expire on Friday with the strike prices of 185 and 187.50. And we're currently 10 and 11% below those strike prices. Zomo closed today at 1874, and Exxon closed at 119.28. We have no trades to go over, but we have two short calls that will expire Friday with the strike price of 116 and 118. Obviously, we're over both of these, so we had to close these out today. It would cost $285,000 to do so. We still have a couple of trading days left, well, 3. So we'll see how it goes. YieldMax closed at 20.54. No, I'm sorry. If y'all haven't been watching, I've changed these and I'm looking at the wrong line. So today we closed at 20.38 for YieldMax, and YieldMax we closed at 21.41. Hopefully y'all benefited from this. If y'all don't like doing I should have said this up front, if you don't like seeing the trades and holdings, of course we have the daily roundup that most of the people prefer, but we did still have some people doing this, so if I could do it, I figured I would try to go ahead and do those. So I hope y'all appreciate that. And I'm going to move on to the ulti videos for tonight. Y'all have a great day tomorrow.